Hello, everyone. Welcome to Coffee Break Live. I am Dr. La Tina Thomas. I'm a naturopathic doctor, a certified yoga instructor, a corporate health educator, and a writer, and a mom to furry babies, and a wife, and all that good stuff. Like, I hold a lot of hats, like a lot of you do. But today, I want to talk about Dr. Sebi and his alkaline food list and his alkaline diet. So recently, I have been doing more research on Dr. Savey. I've known about him for a few years now, but have decided that I want to start incorporating some of Dr. Savey's alkaline food list into my diet, into my lifestyle. So I've started doing research, and for those of you who don't know who Dr. Sebi is, Dr. Sebi was a naturopath, a master herbalist. He used to work out of Honduras. There is a Usha healing center in Honduras that he developed, that he started with his wife, Ma'a. And this was back in, I think, like the 70s is when they started that, the healing center. But his philosophy on food basically was based on, and I'm going to pull it up here, basically was based on the fact that, the disease process comes from mucus, and mucus creates inflammation. So as you heard me say a million times, inflammation is the root cause of diseases. Well, his idea was that mucus, the reason that we have diseases is because, and I'm going to say it verbatim. It says, finds its genesis when and where the mucous membrane has been compromised. For example, if there is an excess mucus in the bronchial tubes, the disease is bronchitis. If it is in the lungs, the disease is pneumonia. In the pancreatic duct, it is diabetes. In the joints, it's arthritis, and so on. So that's kind of what his the basis of where he felt the disease came from. And he would use traditional herbs such as burdock, sarsaparilla, dandelion, which I absolutely love. Dandelion is so beneficial for the pancreas, for the liver. It is so good for so many things. But he would use that to clean out the blood and to clean out the liver. And he talks about intercellular detoxing, which I'm all for. I think that if you can get the cells detoxed, which is where, if you can get the cells detoxed, then everything else, because the cells touch everything, right? Everything else can then begin to function properly. You can get rid of those mutated cells. They're not going to replicate, and you're going to have really good, healthy cells, which then can carry on and help to support your body to heal. Because remember, our bodies are wonderfully and beautifully made, and they were made to heal. If we just give them what they need, support them in the way that they need to be, you can support your body to heal. That's how it was made. So I started doing a little more research, and I found that he started talking about his approach to eating and how to have this alkaline diet. That basically, when your body is acidic, more on the acidic side, then that is how diseases can replicate and grow, and that's how more mucus can grow in your body, and things like that can replicate in your body, and then causes more issues and more inflammation, things like that. But in a body that is alkaline, it doesn't have that same reaction, because bacteria and viruses and mucus, things like that, can't thrive in an alkaline environment. And so some of the things that he talks about, other than detoxing at a cellular level, he also talks about, detoxing a whole body detox, colon, liver, kidneys, blood, gallbladder, those kinds of things. And if you're not eating an alkaline diet, incorporating alkaline food and only alkaline food into your body, but you're eating things like that are processed, or you're eating things like meat, things like that, those things are very acidic. If you're doing that, then you need to do a full body detox. His idea was you do it quarterly. If you're eating an alkaline based diet, which means that it's more of a plant-based diet, you're not eating meat, and you're not eating processed foods, things like that, then you can do a full body detox. Unless you have a disease process going on, you can do it once a year. So he talks about that. Then he also talks about that you need to be drinking alkaline water. Really good filtered spring water, alkaline water is what he suggests. Now, as far as alkaline water is concerned, there is, like, the Cayenne system has an alkaline water. I would be careful of some of those bottles of alkaline water that say that they're alkaline, because they're usually artificially alkaline, which means that some of the grocery stores that sell alkaline water, well, that alkaline water is actually being artificially alkaline. So it's not really something that you want to put in your body, because you don't want any kind of inorganic or unprocessed anything in your body. The other thing is that if you're getting it if you're getting alkaline water that is in a plastic bottle, that has absolutely been artificially made to be alkaline. So you want to be really careful when you're picking your water. Personally, myself, the best water, if I don't use my zero water pitcher, the best water when I'm on the road or I'm traveling around and things like that is Fiji water. And I like Fiji water because it's zero. It's not alkaline and it's not acidic. It's not anything. It still has some minerals in it, but it doesn't show up on the scale as anything. It's like one of the best kinds of waters you can get if you're going to be drinking bottled water. That's my side note. Dr. Sebi didn't say that. Dr. Sebi said drink spring water or alkaline water. He also says that, you really shouldn't microwave your food, and I absolutely agree with this. Microwaving your food destroys the chemicals, or destroys the chemical structure of food, of natural food. So, you're irradiating your food and it changes it. So, stay away from the microwave. And then he also says, don't eat food that's not on his list. And I will put the Dr. Savey food list, his recommended foods and herbs and things like that. I will put that in the comments below when we're finished so that you can see that. But I wanted to do food. I wanted to make a dish that was all of it is approved by Dr. Savey's alkaline list. So, and I want to show you how easy it can be. Now, a lot of times when people see food lists, they start to think, oh my gosh, that's all I can eat. And you start looking at it the wrong way. You start thinking, I'm going to be deprived. I'm not going to be able to eat anything. But there's 1,000 things you can do with the approved list. So today I am making a salad. And all of it is on the approved list. And I want you to see how actually, if you want to go an alkaline way, you can, and what would be a really good dish to make. So I'm going to make this salad. It's kind of a play off of one of the salads that they have, a recipe that they have on their website, on Dr. Savey's website. But I had to add my own flair to it and change it up a little bit because that's what I do. All right, so, Dad, okay. I'm going to make this salad, and this salad is super easy, and I'm using ingredients that are really, really simple and inexpensive to pick up. And normally I would go to Aldi, because you guys know I love Aldi, but there's no Aldi where I am, so I kind of have to use what is available. I'm using tomatoes, so cherry tomatoes, and I'm going to cut those up. And it's just real easy. I don't actually have a recipe for this, so I'm kind of going. I'm using. There we go. I'm kind of just going along as I can, but I'm going to cut up some tomatoes and throw them in here. There we go. How's everybody doing today? So tomatoes, cherry tomatoes are on the approved food list. Avocado is on the approved food list. So we're going to also add some avocado to this. And actually, I think I'm just going to do it like this because I can. Olives are on the approved food list. There's lots of things that are. Now, spinach is not on the approved food list, and I absolutely love spinach. So, you know, I gotta, you know, kind of pick and choose and see if that's something that I'm going to take out of my daily rotation of food. But kale is on the approved food list. Now, the other thing about this is a lot of times when you tell people, you know, let's change something in your diet, or let's go to a different type of a diet. It gets difficult because, you know, you start thinking, I can't do this. I can't do all of that. But the great thing about this is start with baby steps. You don't have to do everything all at one time. So maybe instead of looking at it as I'm going to fail at this, maybe you start thinking, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to look at the Dr. Sebi approved food list, and I'm going to start incorporating, you know, one or two of those things into my diet. And I'm going to do that, you know, every day. Or I'm going to do it, you know, one meal out of the day is going to be something from the approved food list. Right now I'm cutting up some organic cucumbers, and I'm roughly cutting those up because who's got time to cut all this up? I guess I could cut it up a little bit smaller into fours. So just start small, you know, like maybe you start with, okay, I'm going to not have any processed foods. Okay, that's what you start with. Then after you do that, maybe you go to, I'm going to eliminate sugar. Now, sugar is a big one. Sugar is one that, you know, sugar is more addicting, or as addicting as crack is. So yeah, sugar is going to be a big one that's going to be hard to take out of your diet. But you can do it. It can happen. So I'm just cutting up one medium-sized cucumber. I like to leave the skin on because the skin has lots of nutrients in it. So I'm going to leave the skin on. I'm just cutting it into fours. And of course, you can make this as big or as small as you want to. There we go. All right, so I have, I put in about a cup of tomatoes, and this looks like about a cup of cucumbers. Now I'm going to add some olives. And honestly, this is just a mixture of olives that I picked up from the grocery store. It's black olives and green olives, and it has a little bit of oregano in it. This looks like it's about a cup. Just some olive oil. Olive oil is on the approved list. So I'm going to do, I'm going to do all of them. What the heck? There we go. So I got all the olives in there. All right. And then basil. Now, there are some things on the approved list of seasonings that you can't use, but basil you can. So I honestly didn't even chop up the basil. The basil's kind of going to be kind of like my lettuce, or what I would use instead of spinach. So I just did a cup of basil. I didn't even cut it up. And then I'm going to do, this is 1/3 of a cup of oregano. That's a lot of oregano. I'm probably going to just do, a big pinch of oregano. And I may change that once I try it. Now, I love garlic. I absolutely love garlic. Here's the problem. Garlic is not on the approved list of things to eat. So for me, it's going to be a big one. But we can do it. We can do it. Now, I'm going to add, the next thing I'm going to add is a red onion. Onions are on the approved list of for Dr. Savey. So I'm going to add a red onion. And I don't know how much I'm going to add of it. I'm not, like, honestly a huge fan of raw onion. I'm just not. But maybe we'll do, we'll see how much I get cut up off of here. And this is just a purple onion, and I'm going to chop it up very small because, like I said, I don't really like onion. And in fact, I probably won't put that much onion. Like, I'm not even going to put half of a small red onion on it. Yeah, because that's a lot of onion. But I am going to chop it up very small. Now, the recipe also calls for some chickpeas, because chickpeas are on the approved list. That's kind of like the only bean or legume that is on the approved list. So for me, that's also another biggie. I like to eat my, lentils and other legumes because they provide a lot of protein for me. So according to Dr. Sebi, protein is not the most important thing that you need. He's more concerned about iron. His thing is our bodies need iron. And so his thing is really more about iron. So he's not really, into, he basically just said that, who says that we need all this protein? That's what he said. So, I don't know. It's not on the approved list. Now, I'm going to do about, this is probably a quarter of a cup of red onion. Maybe a little bit more. I just don't like red onion like that. I don't know. Am I the only one that doesn't really like raw onions? I just don't really like raw onions. Okay, so normally I would cook my garbanzo beans, but the thing is that yeah, I'm in the coach and I don't feel like doing all of that, and I really wanted something kind of quick. So if you want to make this kind of quick, instead of cooking your garbanzo beans, which you could, and then, put them in the refrigerator and you can use them for, make a big pot and then you can use them for a plethora of different things. But I didn't do that. So I got a can of organic garbanzo beans. And I am just going to, I'm not going to save the juice. Now remember, I would tell you, save the juice because you can use that like an egg substitute, but I'm not going to today. I am just going to drain out the oregano juice here. The great thing about Dr. Savey's food list is that it actually does, have some food on there that you may not have tried before. And I'm always a big proponent of, trying out new foods. So there's something called chayote on there. Which is it's like a Mexican squash, I think. I think that sounds awesome. I definitely want to try it. I have no idea how to make it, so maybe we can make it together, but I do plan on trying it. The other thing that they have on there is Oh gosh, there is something else that I don't really eat. Yuccama. I like yuccama, and I plan on incorporating that into my diet because it's really good for you. All right, so now I'm going to add an avocado. And the best way that I have found to cut an avocado is you cut it in half, and then I just slice it all in actually the skin of the avocado. Makes it really easy. Let's see, here we go. So I'm going to add avocado to this yummy mixture here. And you can make your avocado slices, you know, as big or as little as you want to. If you don't want to cut it inside of the skin, you can always scoop it out and just scoop it out into big scoops. Completely up to you. Has anyone else tried like an alkaline diet, or tried eating just alkaline foods, or even have you heard of Dr. Sebi? He's pretty amazing. He actually is the only naturopath that was allowed to make the claim that his formulas cure AIDS, cure cancer, cure diabetes, and as a naturopath, we just can't say that kind of stuff. Now, we know that if we give the body the things that it needs to support it, we can. But back in the mid-'80s, he put out some ads in quite a few magazines that said it can cure all of these things, herpes and all kinds of stuff. And he was called on it by the FDA. Like, he had to go to court. Him and his wife, Ma'a, had to go to court. And what the doctor said, what the attorney general said was, you have to, because they were well, let me back up. They were charging him with practicing without a license, practicing as a doctor without a license. And so the attorney general says, well, you can't make these claims that you have cured blah, blah, blah. And he says, well, but I have. So the attorney general said, okay, you have to come up with, and the judge said, you have to come up with, I think it was like 7 different things he said that he's been able to cure. And so the judge said, okay, well, you have to prove it. You have to come up with 7 people that you have healed that from these particular diseases. And they have to bring in their medical records from, when they were diagnosed, and then their medical records from after treatments with you, and what does it say? So he said, okay. What he ended up doing was, he, instead of bringing 7 people, he brought 77 people. He put out a notice that said, hey, I need people that have been healed by my treatments, by the herbs and food and things like that I've done. And so I would, I need for you to come to this court case. 77 people showed up for him and proved it. And after the judge and everybody, the jury, everybody looked at the records and stuff, they basically said, you are the only naturopath or herbalist, master herbalist, that can make these claims because you have the proof to show for it, which, like, that's huge. That is huge. All right, so I've added a can of garbanzo beans. I've added a cup of tomatoes, a cup of cucumbers, a cup of mixed olives. I've added a cup of basil and about 1/4 of a cup of oregano, maybe not quite that much, and 2 avocados, and then about 1/4 of a cup of red onions. Now I'm going to add some avocado oil, which I love avocado oil. I actually cook with avocado oil instead of olive oil. I like the taste of avocado oil better when I cook. And apparently, according to Dr. Savey, you should never cook with avocado oil. So we're going to follow what he says. We're not cooking with avocado oil. We're going to use some organic or we're not gonna cook with olive oil. We're gonna cook with our avocado oil. But today we're just gonna put some avocado oil into our mixture here. And I don't know. I feel like, do you guys want me to measure this? Let's see. Let's do about, oh, there we go. This is, I poured about a half a cup of avocado oil in here. And I don't know if I'm going to use all of that. I'm probably just going to use about a quarter cup of it. But let's see. So I just poured a quarter cup of avocado oil, sorry y'all, into this mixture. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. If you could smell this, this is gonna be yummy. So the avocado is making like this creamy kind of a dressing in here, which I love. There we go. You know what? I am going to add the rest of the avocado oil to it. There we go. So it's about a half a cup. But I feel like this is a pretty big salad, so I feel like it could absolutely take all of that. All right, now we need to add a little bit of acidity to this, and I would have added some lime. Yeah, but I don't have any. So if you were making this, squeeze a little bit of lime into this. I think that you would really enjoy that. Now we're going to add some salt and some pepper. And just do that to taste. Both of those are on the approved list. I'm going to add some black pepper to this. I don't know how much. About like that. And I'm going to add some sea salt to this. Now, I like to kick it up a notch. And I think that, oh, Margie says red onion disagrees with you. Why don't I leave the onion out? So here's the thing, Margie, I actually kind of like a hint of the red onion taste. I know it sounds crazy. I like the taste. I just don't really like to chew it. I can't even tell you why, but you can leave the onion out if you want to. If you want to add a different type of onion, you absolutely can. I like the taste of red onion. I just don't like to crunch red onion. Does that make sense? I don't know. Anyway, so now I'm going to add some organic cayenne pepper. Some organic cayenne pepper. And that is because I love a little kick. So let's just sprinkle a little on here because I don't know, I feel like that would be really good. Let's see, there we go. Oh my gosh, you guys, I can't even begin to tell you how incredibly good this smells. Okay, so I'm smelling all of this fragrant basil and oregano. Oh my gosh. I know you want to look at this, right? And you're just going to mix this up until, I don't know, you don't feel like mixing it up anymore. But can you see this? Do you see how amazing this looks? Hello. Yummy, yummy. All right, so now I got to taste it, right? So let's see if it needs anything else added to it. So let me add just a little bit here, get a little bit of a tomato, a little basil action in there. All right, let's see. Got some avocado, basil in this bite, some tomato, some olive, cucumber. Now, initially I was going to say I should add a little bit more salt, but those olives in there, plenty of salt. Don't need any more salt. What I put in there was enough. This tastes really good. Now, the great thing about, when you add herbs and spices to things and red onion. So I'm going to put this in the refrigerator, and in about an hour, all of those fragrant seasonings, those fresh herbs, and the spices and everything are going to have a chance to kind of marinate in there. It is going to be so incredibly good. And at that point, if I decide that I want to add a little bit more salt to it, I will. But I feel like I need to go ahead and let the olives do their thing, right? Because the olives are really salty and I don't want to over salt this. But yeah, that's it. And personally, I think I'm going to kick it up just a little bit more and add a little bit more cayenne. Because why not, right? Cayenne, so good for your circulation. Excellent for your circulation. So everything in here is heart healthy. It's really good for stress. Everything in here is really good for stress, as well as for lowering blood pressure, because it's all heart healthy. Especially the avocados are amazing. The cayenne, absolutely. Basil, so good for you, so healing for your body. The oregano as well. Like, oregano is nature's antibiotic. It's a natural antibiotic, so you've got that going on. And every single thing in here is alkaline. So I am actually helping my body to create an alkaline environment so that bacteria and viruses and things like that cannot thrive in an alkaline environment. So you can eat healthy and eat good, and it tastes amazing. And even though there's this food list, which I will put in the comments, from Dr. Sebi, you can take that food list and invent all kinds of amazing things. You can eat all kinds of stuff. And as you can see, this did not take me very long at all to make. Super easy, a great salad. It's light and fragrant and flavorful, and you're absolutely going to love it. So if you have any questions, by all means, check it out. Put them in the comments and I will answer them. But doesn't that look good, y'all? Like, hello? How can this not be amazing? All right, so anyway, that's it for me, and this is Coffee Break Live, and thank you so much for joining me. And once again, welcome to season 2. Yeah. Anyway, I'm kind of excited about that, y'all. I've missed you, and I can't believe that it's been over a year. Back in March, it was an entire year that we've been doing Coffee Break Live. So I want to thank each and every one of you, and I will probably do that for the rest of, at least for a few more weeks. I just want to thank each and every one of you that watch and that comment and that share. So please make sure you like, share, love, comment, all of that, so that it shows up on more people's feed, on their news feed, so we can really get the health message out to the rest of the world. All right. Love you all, and enjoy the rest of your day. And remember, you're already a winner because you woke up this morning.